So we're using here, and as you can see, it already goes crazy. Like, the Byakko is using its combos, and it's just getting unstoppable. Like, every enemy is just melting. What I will show you today is the most craziest build in entire Cyberpunk. So I done a lot of testing, research, and whatsoever to actually find the most powerful and craziest build you can do in Cyberpunk, and I found it finally. So there's a difference between Netrunner and katana builds. So if we just go down, for example, we have katana builds, we have so many different builds. And so, for example, we can skill on intelligence, we can skill on cool, or we can skill on reflexes, body, and technical ability. So, and if we skill in intelligence, Netrunner can be an crazy amount or super powerful build. With cool, we more have like things like snipers, pistols, and so on. And we are doing a bit more with throwing knives, which is a fun build, but it's not really powerful. And if we want to fight MaxTech, for example, which is the most difficult to fight about, which are actually super difficult, and most builds, I would say literally every build can't compete against MaxTech, except of one build, and it's the katana build. So, and I will show you in this video what is the best katana build in the game, and starting off first with the characters. So I skilled in 20 body, 20 reflexes, and 20 technical ability. If you scale anything into intelligence or cool, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's totally fine. I could also reset attributes after a while, but so far I don't really need intelligence and cool, and I'm mostly focusing on these three. And yeah, so for katana build, you mostly want to be really strong, and especially fighting MaxTech, you want to be really strong. You want to take a lot of damage and take out a lot of damage. So, and the best thing is, and also what is also beneficial is to recharge as fast as possible our health regeneration. So, in technical ability, I focus on every part which boosts your health in general, and your damage and your resistance. And one of the most important perks is Edge Runner. Then here on the side, everything is based for health regeneration. And for example, the ticking time bomb, it's not important, but it's like an additional to it. For Doom Launcher or for the projectile launch system, that's optional if you want to use it or not. I took it in because I don't need any fists, I don't need any Mantis blades or mono wires, because I mainly focus on my katana, so the projectile launch system is an extra addition to that. So switching to reflexes. Reflexes, the main part where we build our katana. So I equip everything what we need for our katana build, and everything what we need to be as fast and movable as possible, just for some fun, for some variety. And seriously, if you use dash, Cyberpunk is so much more fun. So I skilled also in reflexes and the dash and everything. And for last one, I skilled in body. Mainly, if you want to focus on katana, you only need this tree actually, and that's only for the adrenaline rush and more health, to be just more tanky. But because I had so many perk points left over, I also included a shotgun build into it because I couldn't use anything else. And for example, I don't like the blunt weapons. They're just slow and kind of doesn't feel nice to kill anyone. If you want to focus on assault rifles are not that strong in this game compared to other things. So for example, there would be other options you can do. You could also, for example, focus instead of thing with the tech weapons, which also are kind of fine, which is actually another pretty strong build you can include is like the snipers and the pistols. But because I'm playing currently on PS5 and not on PC, in my opinion, it's more difficult to aim on the console instead of the PC. And you are a bit slower on the console compared to PC, so I was like, hey, I just take shotguns because so you can really change really fast. So you have the shotguns for close combat and the katana, and you can switch in between to have a bit more fun. And I don't have anything else. So intelligence, I don't really skill at all, and I have no idea how to have a strong netrunner. I've done some testing, but so far I didn't got warm with netrunner. And netrunners doesn't take that much damage, so with max take, I think you are limited. So, getting over to the inventory, we use the most strongest katana in the game, and that's the Byaku. Why is that? Byaku is the fastest katana in the game because it combines like a rapid combo. A good alternative for that would be the Arata, but you can really feel a difference to every other katana because none of the katanas is that fast compared to the Byaku, so you can do more damage in a short period of time. The Arata, for example, it looks nice and it has some fire damage, so it is also cool. Which is also interesting build, what you can combine is the Satori and the Nihan. If you combine these together, it is a good combination, but otherwise, take the Byaku. I only have the Claw X mod because it's the strongest throwable in my opinion, because it's the only one with an X mod 2 what you can throw, and so you can include some mods. And I think Cyclone, yeah, so Silence, whatever. And for shotguns, you can also switch, for example, a Claw X mod with like a different shotgun. So for shotguns, there's different versions you can use. I really prefer the Bloody Maria, or which is also pretty strong shotgun, as the Poser X mod 2 because it's a mod version. It's also pretty strong and can have more bullets at once, but I prefer the Bloody Maria. So yeah, based to that, and now we go into the Cyber, which is the most important thing in general after the update 2.0. So first of all, the most important thing is which Sendevistan are we using. We are using Militech Apogee, the strongest Sendevistan in the game. I think you get it is a quite high Sendevistan, so, and it also have a lot of like other things, and it's the strongest. The second strongest should be the Falcon. Oh wait, Billet Militech. Yeah, no. Where is the okay. Maybe I don't have it anymore. Okay, there should be the Falcon or something. But yeah, never mind. Then for example, what is really important is the Axolotl, one of the strongest perks in the game, or cyberware in the game, with together the Chitin and Pain User, as well in a combination of circulatory systems. So if you combine, for example, these three together, you literally can't die. Especially in this build, you just don't die. Like, you can call this build don't die build. I mean, only if you really act really stupid and you're super bad at playing this game, have no idea how to hit any enemy, then you probably die in this game. But otherwise, you're not gonna die. For the hands, you don't really need anything. I just included because I had some cyberware capacity left over. Similar to the Karoshi eyes, you don't really need it. I get an increased crit chance by 35%, which I think gives an additional to the katana, but I'm not sure if it's only for weapons. It's like for melee weapons or for guns, but I think it works for both. For the legs, you can equip whatever you want, but I would definitely take the reinforced tendons just for the game, for double jumps. That's the best you can actually have. You can also have the Leroy system because you can move a bit faster. That could be a bit of fun, but I enjoy the jumping up and the dashing, so I prefer the double jumps. So, a real important sector as well is the integumentary system. So the most important perk we have here is the Chitin. It gives you a crazy strong additional health and armor, combined with a pain user, which converts the damage you take over time, which is really important because sometimes one damage gets you so crazy that you just die in one piece. So if you use a pain user, that will not happen, and it happened quite often when you're fighting max tech. So this pain user and the biomonitor and blood pump are a non-negotiable, and the chitin is just for way more health, way more armor, and I think you also get some health. Yes. For the peripheral inverse, it's also like an additional take and also some armor, and on the other side you also get a damage reduction when the enemies are anywhere close. For the nervous system, it's not really that important, but it's everything would boost damage and everything as well, so crit chance for blades. Then we have the revulsers, the time when your health drops below 40%, drops below 25%, which is in some ways quite good. So you know, okay, I need to take care now because I will die anytime soon. And the neofiber, which just gives you some additional damage. So for the skeleton, important dense marrow for additional meal damage and meal stamina cost. We also use Rara Avis for extra armor. It's also pretty strong in my opinion, or probably one of the best, and it's also iconic. And the bionic joints also for armor protection. As here we use the projectile launch system, you can change it to monowire, mantis blade whatsoever, or gorilla arms. But what I find annoying, if you want to switch weapons like a katana or anything else, you always need to switch between them, and with the projectile system you have a different button. So that makes it a bit easier because you don't really need it actually, and it's not that strong. So coming to axolotl, as I said before, it's a non-negotiable. That needs to be there because the cooldown reduction. Then we use the mechatronic core. This one gives additional damage to drones, robots, and everything else, which we also really need, and it's really important. And self-eye is protecting you against quick hacks. Yeah, so that was all for the most craziest build, and let's jump into fighting. Okay, so as you can see here, if you, for example, yeah, and it's damage, so pretty easy, pretty strong build. Come on, come on, where is max tech? So we'll see. I use the projectile system just for fun. Come on, just don't annoy me. Yeah. So, for example, using the Byakko, giving some damage. As you can see, the damage is pretty high. So I mostly need between 1 and 3 slices, depends on the enemy, mostly when enemies are coming. And seriously, one problem about this build is it just makes Cyberpunk boring. So, jumping in here, I mostly, sad-wise, but I don't really even need to use Thunder this time because this build is like so overpowered that you don't even need to use it. But if we use Thunder this time, we just get a bit strong. Okay, doesn't work in some ways. Even as you can see, yeah, that's the problem. So if, for example, if you don't have the Thunder Vistan, you take a bit more damage and then you use some blood pump. But while you're hitting some enemies and they die, blood pump recharges like insanely quickly, and already max it is coming. So we're going here. So switching, and let's go. Okay, got it here. The only problem is what in the new builds compared to the builds before 2.1, you could, for example, use the Thunder Vista a bit faster actually, and a bit more often. So the cooldown was around 2 seconds, like the craziest build I was doing was 2 seconds. But now, yeah, you have a bit of a higher cooldown, which is definitely not a problem. So, yeah, the best thing what you can do, actually, what I prefer the most, is I mostly kill some enemies here. So my Thunder Vistan recharges, and it only recharges when you kill enemies. The problem is about that, max tech is so crazy strong that it takes a while to you kill them, so I mostly run away, recharge my Sandevistan, and slice them up again. But the thing is, I really don't need to worry that much, because before I die I use the blood pump, and if I get anywhere close to dying, the blood pump will automatically boost it up, and I will actually not die. So, and as you can see, I don't even take a lot of damage. So what I mostly do now, where's any other enemies, so easily killing them for a short period of time. Wow, that was so easy, guys. Okay, so getting into that, doing some bit of shotgun fun. So as you can see, if you don't use the Sandevistan, you take a bit more damage because they just hit you more easily. So you are missing some kills, but otherwise you don't really lose a lot of blood pump. Only if you don't use the Sandevistan, or maybe use like 1 or 2 blood pump. So any other max tech is coming? Currently no. So for the projectile system, it's just some fun. Oh come on, like you can't kill me anyways with this. Okay, thank you. And as you can see, you are crazy fast. I would definitely prefer playing Cyberpunk on PC, but my PC got a bit old, so I need to update it the next time. So we're using here, and as you can see, it already goes crazy. Like, the Byakko is using its combos, and it's just getting unstoppable. Like, every enemy is just melting. So, using the weak points of them. And then while we are recharging our Sandevistan, oops, we didn't kill him. We're doing some fast dashes, kill some of the other enemies. So, coming back, recharge with our Sandevistan and back to max tech, and I think they're already dead, like wow. And I didn't even use any blood pump. As you can see, it is by far the most craziest build. I tested so many builds out, and I literally died with every build. But, oh, there's one. Probably the Netrunner, yeah. And finisher. So, even Maxtech has no chance. I think it was Maxtech again, so you can continue it like multiple times. You just don't die with this build. And it makes this game so crazy easy. So yeah, that's the only negative thing about Cyberpunk becomes so boring. So if I don't fight Maxtech and I fight like enemies like that, it is not really fun anymore because you're so overpowered. Look, and now it's the next round of max tech, and then I can do exactly the same, and they have no chance against me. But it kind of gets boring, and I've done it really often. I was testing it so many times, and one last time, that's the most craziest build in the entire game, which I found. I haven't found any stronger build, also not on any YouTube videos. That's my own way of dealing. Sure, I got some inspiration from other people, but that's the most crazy build. I encountered and played Cyberpunk a lot of hours, and yeah, that's the most crazy build. Character again, the body, reflexes, and technical ability. Oh yeah, I use cool, so I can use Sandevistan while driving. That's the only thing. And yeah, Thanks so much for watching this video, and hope you guys see you in my next video. Bye.